All right, ladies and gentlemen. Now let's look at some of the CAS calculator method of factorizing. Now, before I tell you something, it's not as straightforward as it seems. Okay, so be prepared to get some nasty surprises. First type. If you look at example 4 type, these are the easiest one. There should be no problem there. So factorize -3 minus 12. Okay. I think I made a mistake here. Minus 12, boom. -3, x plus 4. Nice and easy. So if I go menu to factor again, how about we do things like this? Brackets x plus 1 minus a brackets x plus 1. This might be an error. No. So see, if you don't do the a multiply sign, you get something dodgy. Rerun it. So basically, go back, up, rerun. Go back in here, put a negative sign, multiplication sign in there. Now, this is simply the way the calculator is telling you a form of answer. Now they have given. I mean, the CAS is not exactly the smartest sort of fella. A minus, this. I mean, all you need to do, if the answer says wrong, well, that's complete nonsense. What you need to do is just simply apply that negative sign into the first term. And what you basically get is negative a plus 2. So 2 minus a x plus 1, if you look at the solution in your textbook. Okay? That's what the textbook's telling you. The CAS calculator, it simply gives you the most factorized, because you told it to factorize. It will give you the most factorized form. Let's look at some of the example 2. Let's look at example 5 now. So menu action 5, gone. Menu algebra expand. Not everything can be expanded easily. How about the first one? Sorry, now we're doing, we're not doing expanding. Sorry. Menu algebra factor, meaning factorization, x squared minus 16. This one should be straightforward. Boom. X minus 4x, How about we do another one? Rerun, delete, instead of typing new one. These are tricks that you can basically help yourself make things quicker. B squared. Does this work? Boom. It should do this for you. You just need to realize, 3.a minus 2.b is basically 3a minus 2b, 3a plus 2b. Don't get put off by the dot. That simply means it's multiplication. Rerun it again. Delete. Delete everything that you don't need. Or you can do a new one. 12y squared minus 1200 bracket. Yes, it does this for you. So example 5 should be okay so far. Now, we may run into a bit of a problem with this. It's x plus 3 squared, x plus 3 bracket squared minus 4. You may not be able to factorize this. Oh, no, sorry, you can. Absolutely. You're lucky there. You can. So basically everything in examples 4 and 5 can be factorized with occasional manipulation, manipulation of the, your sign and bracket stuff. That seems to be, it can be manipulated relatively easily. Okay, how's that for the lighting? Slightly better. We haven't got into, well, if you couldn't see that very well, just so, look, I just realized the light isn't too clear with that one there. Just for your information, if you didn't see anything on the screen, just be aware. Examples 4 and 5 can be done on the CAS straight away. All right. Now we're going to get into some bad news. How about we do some example 6 now? Menu action clear. How about we try to, at the very least now should be clear enough, hopefully. How about we try to do this now? X squared minus 10. Boom. Oh no, CAS doesn't work. Oh, we're screwed. No, we're not. Okay, now we're going to be thinking about this. Why are we factorizing? We're factorizing so that it makes life easier to find for the x value as the x-intercept. And so what this is trying to say is, this requires your knowledge of what the graph looks like, but x minus 10. All right, x minus 10 as a graph looks like this. It kind of looks like this. There are two x-intercepts. All right, and so factorization simply means a way that allows us to make x-intercept stands out much more. So just using factorization, it's not going to work. Not for those kind of weird type questions. We're screwed. No, we're not. This is where you start applying. This is where now I'm gonna demonstrate to you some of the skills I learned back when I was in high school. If your factorization tool doesn't work, not that we had one back on the calculator back in my high school days, use graphing, or at least in this case, use solve function. That's right, we use solve to factorize. Add algebra, solve. What do we got here? X squared minus 10, that's the graph, equals to 0. If you look at this graph, this is what the graph looks like, more or less. It's just that we're looking for the value of x when y equals to 0, which is these 2 points here. But by finding these 2 points, do we then able to figure out the actual factorization, comma x, solve for x? Boom! Immediately, they told us my x value equals to negative square root of 10. My other x value equals to square root of 10. Ladies and gentlemen, they have given us the 2 value. And so what we need to do is reverse our way back into a bracket. That's right. That was the skill. We're reversing. We are looking at the value where how to produce this particular, like the bracket form. Now, what does that mean? Remember this. Look, at the end of the day, your thing will be x and x, something like that. But it's just that when x equals to negative square root of 10, one of the bracket is 0, the whole thing 0. Where x equals to square root of 10, another bracket is 0. So would I be able to say that when x is negative 10, square root of 10, it would cancel out if that part is plus 10. And that part here should be minus square root of 10 if it is positive. So you get 0. Nice and easy. Now let's try another one here. Algebra, factor. Can we do the following? I mean, next one here is going to be a bit harder. So x minus 1 bracket squared minus 5. I got a feeling, you see, it doesn't give you anything. So we need to go to algebra solve for this. You basically go x minus 1 squared minus 5 equals to 0 because I have a feeling that this graph is going to be another one of those graphs here. It's just that I have 0 idea what on earth are the 2 intercepts. Comma, x, bracket. Boom! Immediately it gives you some weird number. Let's see how can we decipher what we have done here. Okay? How do we decipher what we have done here? Now, the answer they've given us is minus bracket square root of 1 over, minus bracket square root of 5 minus 1. Well, can't we rewrite that as, expand the bracket with a negative sign in there? We have 1 plus square root of 5. No, hang on. Sorry, my mistake. Wrong. If we expand the bracket, you get positive 1 minus square root of 5. Yeah? And the other value is simply, well, if it's square root of 5 plus 1, you can rewrite it as 1 plus square root of 1. And so, well, that equals to a number. So, working your way back to here, the bracket section. Remember, x has to equal to this value. X has to equal to this value. So, if your x value is this, to what value do you need to do in order to get them into 0? Well, +1 needs to be counteracted with a -1. Minus square root of x needs to be counteracted with a plus x. And so in order for, knowing that x-intercept, we need to add this part here to counter. What about the next one here? 1 plus square root of 5. Well, what needs to happen in the bracket here to basically make that equal to 0? Well, 1 requires a -1 plus square root of 5 needs a negative square root of 5. Boom. So you immediately set this out. This is the only way you can use your CAS calculator as a form of factorization. You see, those questions doesn't allow you to factorize straight away, not even for CAS. Therefore, you need to basically improvise yourself by working backwards to figure out its x value first, as if you draw a graph, because this will become part of graphing anyway. It's like knowing this will make your, graphing a bit easier. Working backwards, you basically find out what does its factorized form look like, okay? Something like that.